Hello students, in this video we will study about database recovery. Database recovery means that the database is restored into the most consistent state because of a failure. Okay, imagine that the transaction has been failed, or imagine that the disk has been crashed. In that case, it is necessary to recover the database. Okay, so to do this, the system must keep all the information about the changes that were applied by the transaction on the data item. Okay, and this information is typically stored in a file called as system log. The system log will store all the minute information related to the transaction. Okay, a typical strategy for recovery may be summarized as follows. Okay, if there is a extensive damage to the wide portion of the database due to catastrophic failure, nothing but physically a portion of the computer has got damaged, such as disk crash, system crash, disk failure, the recovery method will restore a past copy of the database that was backed up onto some archival storage medium and reconstruct a more consistent state by reapplying and redoing the operations of committed transaction from the backed up log. Okay, whereas in other case, when the database on the disk is not physically damaged, a non-catastrophic recovery strategy is used to identify any changes that may cause an inconsistent state in the database. For example, the transaction was executing, and during the execution of the transaction has updated some of the data items, but the transaction is not committed. In that case, it is necessary to undo the transaction. Also, in some cases, it is necessary to redo the transaction. For example, imagine that the transaction is getting executed, okay, and the transaction has committed as well, but some of the operation of the transaction failed to write the data item on the database. In that case, it is necessary to redo the transaction. We know that the computer has two different types of memory units, the primary memory and the secondary memory. The primary memory storage device is a random access memory, is a volatile memory which stores some of the information such as the active logs and other related data of the database. When a query is issued by the user, the database system is supposed to search for the information in the primary memory. If the data does not available in the primary memory, then the data is fetched from the secondary memory to the primary memory. Then that data will be used for processing. What if the primary memory is going to crash? In that case, we need to apply one of the following technique so that the data is not lost because of the primary memory crashes. Okay, what are those two strategies that are employed? We can create the copy of the primary memory in the database with all the log files and buffers, and that is, these log files and buffer values are copied periodically into the database. So in case of any failure, we will not lose all the data. We can recover the data till the point of last copied to the database. Okay, and also one more strategy is there, that is, we can have checkpoints created at several places so that data is copied to the database. So we will study about this checkpoint based recovery technique later onwards. Suppose consider that the secondary storage device of the digital computer is failed. What happens to the database which is stored in the secondary storage device? How to recover the data values which has been stored in the secondary storage device? There are three possibilities are there. One is remote backup. In case of remote backup, periodically all the data values from the secondary storage device is backed up into a remote network. Okay, whereas one more possibility is there. What is that? The data is copied to the memory devices like magnetic tapes, and the magnetic tapes are kept in a very secure place. And the other possibility is that the log files are created as and when the transactions are executed, right? It is possible to back up the log files at regular intervals, and these log files will have all the information about the transaction being made. So by looking at these log files, the database can be recovered. There are two different types of data backup. What are those two? Physical data backup and logical data backup. In case of physical data backup, the physical files such as the log files, control files, the redo log, undo log. We will study about redo and undo log in the next session, okay, and they are the foundation of recovery mechanism. And in the database, as they provide minute details about the transaction and modification to the database. And another type of data backup is logical data backup, which include the backup of logical data like tables, views, procedure, function, etc. Dear students, we need to remember all these points, because later onward we will be studying two different techniques which is actually used for recovery of the database. In order to understand the idea behind those two techniques, these aspects and these points are very much important. Okay, so let's have a look at the transactions. Okay, what is a transaction? A transaction is nothing but an executing program. Okay, so a transaction executed has to satisfy a property called as ACID property. ACID property in the sense atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. Okay, these four property has to be satisfied by the transaction, then only we can say that the transaction is complete. When a transaction is executing, the transaction is supposed to create new data items, new data values, and these data values and items are stored into the database. Imagine that the transaction has failed to maintain that ACID property. In that case, inconsistent and invalid values are stored into the database. That means any transaction in the system cannot be left at the stage of its failure. It should either completely full or rolled back to the previous consistent state. Now consider an example here. Imagine that we are entering the student data into the database. Okay, so we have entered, there are three subjects for the student, and the two subject marks of the student has been entered into the database. So before entering the third subject marks into the database, the transaction has got failed. Because of this failed transaction, what the system will do, the system will calculate the sum of two subject marks and the total is found and the result is calculated. Okay, but the calculated result is wrong. Why? Because we have entered only two subject marks and the third subject marks has not been entered because of the transaction failure. So the calculated result is wrong and it is representing an inconsistent value in the database, and we can say that the database is in the inconsistent state. So what I am mentioning, what I am trying to say here, during the time of transaction failure also it is necessary to recover the database into the recent consistent state. From the above example, we can conclude that the state of all the executed transactions should be verified. This is necessary to know because if there is any incomplete transaction should either be completed fully or reverted fully to the consistent state of DBMS before the transaction. ACID property of the transaction should be met in case of failure too. We can recover the database by using two different methods. Those two methods are log based recovery and checkpoint based recovery. Okay, as we have just mentioned, when a transaction is executing, a number of log files are created with respect to the transaction. Okay, if the transaction is failed, then in that case it is necessary to undo the changes that has been made by the transaction on the data values which is stored in the database. Okay, so with respect to transaction, a number of log files are created, such as what is the status of the transaction, what value has been modified. Okay, these kind of minute informations are stored within the log files. So let's consider an example. Suppose there is a transaction to modify the address of the students. So let's see what log files are written to this transaction. As soon as the transaction is initiated, start log is created. As we can see here, TN indicates the transaction ID and start indicates the beginning point of the transaction. When the transaction has modified the address from one value to another value, another log file is created. Again, TN is the ID of the transaction, address is the column name which is modified, and Troy is the name of the student, and Frasertown is the address, the new address of the student. As and when the transaction is completed, another log file is created which is TN commit. So in this way, with respect to every step of the transaction, a number of log files are created. So these log files are periodically backed up in order to recover the values in the database in case of transaction failure. Another method that can be used in order to recover the database is checkpoint based recovery. Okay, the above method holds good if there is a single transaction like updating the address of the student. But what if there are multiple number of transactions executing concurrently? If there are multiple number of transactions executing concurrently, the order and time at which the transaction executed is very much important. Okay, failing to maintain the order of the transaction will lead to wrong data value while recovering. Also, the transaction may have number of steps. Maintaining the logs file for each and every steps will create an overhead, because we may need large storage space for maintaining the log files with respect to every step of the transaction. So our goal here should be that small log files with easy recovery of data in case of failure. To handle this situation, checkpoints are introduced during the transaction. The checkpoint acts like a bookmark. During the execution of the transaction, such checkpoints are created and the transaction is executed. The log files are created as usually with every step of the transaction. When the transaction reaches a checkpoint, all the log file till the checkpoints will be removed from the computer. Log files then are updated with new step of the transaction till the next checkpoint and so on. Here, care should be taken to create a checkpoint, because if any checkpoint created before any transaction got fully completed can create a serious problem. If the checkpoint is created after the transaction has completed successfully, or where the database is in a consistent state, then such checkpoints will be useful. So let's consider an example. There are 4 transactions are executing concurrently. The transactions are named as T1, T2, T3 and T4. A checkpoint is added in the middle of the transaction and T1, and there is a failure while executing the transaction T4, as we can see in this block diagram. Okay, so let's see how the recovery system recover the database from this failure by using the method checkpoint based recovery. The recovery system will start reading the log files from ending point to the starting point, nothing but from the transaction T4 to T1, and the recovery system will always maintain 2 different types of log files called as redo log and undo log. The log entries in the undo log will be used to undo the transaction, whereas the log entries in the redo log will be used to re-execute the transaction. Okay, some of the transaction will be put into the undo log, whereas some of the transaction will be put into the redo log. The transactions are put into the redo list if it reads the log file with tn start and tn commit or tn commit alone. That means that it lists all the transactions that are fully completed into the redo list to re-execute after the recovery. In the above example, transaction T1, T2, T3 will be put into the redo list. Why? Because these 3 transactions has been successfully completed. Okay, and any transaction with only tn start will be put into the undo list, because these transactions are not completed and can lead to the inconsistent state of the database. In the above example, the transaction T4 will be put into the undo list. So this is how the checkpoint based recovery is supposed to work. In this session, we have studied about 2 different techniques. The techniques are the checkpoint based recovery and log based recovery. Okay, these 2 techniques are used in order to recover the data value.